Hi, good morning. I had a wonderful day out yesterday. I wasn't planning on it, but I got gifted 2 tickets to go to the Wool Monty, which is basically like a wool fair, a wool get together. It's just yarn everywhere basically. So there's crocheters, knitters, all sorts. There was felting items, there was workshops, all these different things. We basically went round just to have a look at the yarns and obviously to purchase some. How can you not? I went with my friend Julie, who is the owner of So Unique as well, so she's got a little craft shop, which is quite handy for me. But we went and we had a lovely time. We bought a few bits and bobs, we had our lunch there. It was a really nice day. Now this is what I'm talking about. Yep, so it should have, obviously, because we've had COVID, they did one before the lockdown and then obviously everything went upside down, didn't it? So there wasn't any others then. So they did a virtual one last year, but this is the first one we've actually managed to get back to, and it was great. I mean, this actual program, there's everything you can want in there. There are patterns in there, there are all the lists of all the stalls that were there, predominantly artisan yarns, absolutely gorgeous, just an absolute riot of colour. I will pop a little bit of video footage. I didn't do too much because I know I'm quite conscious of the fact that some people don't like to be videoed, so I don't think you should sort of get in people's faces. The odd stall we asked permission if we could video and things like that, and obviously then there's a few photographs and bits like that, so I'll pop them on after I've had a chatter at you and shown you what I actually bought, because of course I had to buy. So I'd actually taken my little crochet bag. This is the one that I actually did for Simply Crochet magazine. So I like this bag, it was quite handy. I actually took it because I'd taken a doll. Of course I'd taken a doll. So I took, if I can grab her, I took this little girl with me. So she was sat in that bag, but bit by bit the bag got filled with other items as well. So I've got some great things in there, a couple of projects I want to have a go at. Whether I'll ever get round to them is a different matter, but it was nice to actually see some things that were a little bit different. And you can buy yarns online, but there's nothing like actually squishing the yarn, feeling the yarn, seeing what it feels like. Because you might see something that says 4-ply online. I know I've done it. I've bought yarns. I'm like, oh, that looks nice. You know, it's a natural fibre. It's this, it's that. It's a cotton 4-ply. Brilliant. Bought it. Come through. Horrible. Couldn't work with it at all. And they're not always cheap, these yarns. So you need to make sure when you're buying one like this that they are actually going to be good quality for you. Now, both Julie and myself knew some of the stall holders through Instagram and through purchasing from them ourselves. So there was a couple of stalls we definitely went, oh yes, we know they're going to have great quality products. So we did go to them and we purchased from them. So that was nice as well, because it was nice to put a face to a name, etc, etc. So that was good. But yeah, it was a great atmosphere. Everyone was really chilled. Great catering there as well. Really excited about doing it sort of for next year, because what we had noticed, something we didn't realise, because like I said, I got these tickets very last minute, that they actually did an afternoon tea. Me and Julie were sat on one side and we could see them bringing out these afternoon teas and they looked amazing. I really need an afternoon tea next year. So we both said we need to start saving now. I definitely need to start saving now, because obviously got Wool Monty. I will have a Dollycon next year as well. I have booked a ticket to the UK BJD, the first ever one in the UK. So that's for dolls as well. If obviously you're watching me as a crochet video here, you might wonder, what are you on about? It is for ball jointed dolls essentially. And again, artisan dolls, people who make clothes, it should be great. So I've got quite a bit of saving to do, I think. I need like three different pots, and I'll put a little bit of money in each one as I go, because there's always such wonderful things at these places, and sometimes they're one-offs, or you know, you might not be able to get them again. And again, it's that the idea of sort of touching, that sounds weird, doesn't it? I always end up sounding weird, but you sometimes need to see a product properly before you purchase. So I think it's a great way of being able to buy an object. So I'm really excited. I'm going to show you what I've bought. I'm just sort of literally deciding as I speak to you whether I'm going to go top down on this. I think I need to, because yeah, I can hold the yarns up, which is great, but I don't think you get to see them properly. I can put the light more on intense on them as well on my table, although my table is I mentioned before, is chaos because of DollyCon coming up. So I've got projects sort of blasted everywhere. So yeah, I think I'm going to go top down. You can have a look at what we bought. I'll pop a couple of pictures on the end, and so you just get a little idea of what the wool Monty is like. People do travel quite a distance as well, so I mean, if you're wanting to travel, it's worth it. It's at Sheffield Arena. Don't know that I've already mentioned that. And it was brilliant. Like I said, great atmosphere, great sort of, I don't know, it was just nice. It was really nice and relaxing, great. So I'm going to now go top down, and we're going to have a look at what I actually bought, and I'll see you in a second. Well, here we have my goodies. Not quite sure where to start. I think I'll just start with sort of showing you, as I say, this is what it was about. This is the wool Monty. There's got 80 vendors, hand-dyed yarns, woven baskets, free patterns, as it says, workshops. It was lovely. I mean, these books are great as well. Really sort of bright, and as you can see, there's images. Look, we got a little pattern in there. There was crochet and knitting patterns in here. So we've got, I think that's gorgeous, crochet shawl, all sorts of bits and bobs in there. So that's obviously what you get when you go through the door, and it tells you where all the stalls are and everything like that. So that's quite a nice one. That's quite cute as well, isn't it? That is knitted though. And as much as I say, I can knit, it's a long time since I've knitted. I presume I can still knit. But yeah, crochet obviously took over my life from there. I think I'll do this in the order of the items I actually purchased. We had a good look round and sort of went, then had a coffee and then went back for some of them. So this was the first thing I bought. I bought this from Artisan. You will have seen that I've done sort of videos on their products before. They're absolutely gorgeous, really nice people. And I've been looking for something, so I've got to make some bikinis for Cindy. So I wanted small skeins, but I wanted something with a bit of oomph, bit of colour, and just look at them. Can you see? I hope you can see the sparkle in that as well. That one's come out. So I'm going to be winding these up very, very soon, because I need to get going. Because I was going to do cotton ones, but then I'm like, no, I think the yarn will work nicely. I mean, they're just gorgeous, aren't they? I mean, it's called sparkles because they are sparkles. I've got a little stitch marker as well added to it, which was really nice. Thank you very much for that. It's like a little artist palette. That is really, really cute. So I know this is great yarn. This is why I bought it, because I know their yarn is great. I'm just having a quick look. I didn't even really look. Yeah, they're 10-gram balls, which is more than enough for what I'm looking for. These are great, as I say. Any mini skeins are great when I'm doing little doll projects. The bigger doll does need a larger skein, but for smaller ones, I mean, just look at the sparkles. These are going to be the first ones I'm going to be doing any work with. So that was my first purchase from Artisan. I do follow them on Instagram, and I do buy from them on Etsy as well. So they're a great site. I mean, any of these sort of, please go and have a look. I'll pop some links below. Now, the second thing I purchased was something I hadn't really anticipated. I've talked about doing some macrame because I wanted to sort of simplify it and maybe make some doll items and things like that. I'll pop a photo on at the end when I put the photos on at the end here. And I just noticed, you know, when I did the video at the first part of the video, she wasn't facing you, was she? There she is. That was my little guest for the day. And I actually took a photo of her and one of their products. It makes a great swing. Something worth thinking about. But as you can see, it's actually macrame, and it's a macrame kit. And as I've promised myself for ages and ages and ages I was going to do it, never got round to it, and then I thought, well, a kit might actually make me sit down and do it. I've not actually opened this at all. You can see what it is. Now, that doesn't give it justice. When you see this display, again, I've put a photo on the end. They're absolutely gorgeous. These little plant hangers, absolutely stunning. So we have the instructions, and maybe that's a slightly better picture, but when they were all strung up together, they were just so cute. So apparently everything's step by step in there. Now let's have a look. They are created by Kiln and Craft, and obviously we've got some few details there, but again, I'll put it in a link format. And I went for this grey, this sort of like natural grey colour. I did like the pink, but I was going to have it in this room, and because the wallpaper that's behind me is like pinks and greys, I think the pink would have blended a little bit more because there's more pink than there is in grey, and I thought the grey might stand out. So we have some cotton yarn there. I have all my bits, look, all the stuff's there, the little loop, because obviously got that little loop at the top, so everything's in there. And I also got a little plant off her. That was just a little extra if you wanted to buy it, because I know these were the plants they were using and they fitted in, can you see, in there. So this is going to be for my craft room. It all came in this little bag, which is really cute. So I am planning, it'll be after Dollycon now before I do any macrame, to do that. So again, there's another site. They've actually got an Etsy page as well, so they're worth having a look at if you're into a bit of macrame. As I said, they've got the one kit that would make an absolutely amazing sort of swing for the dolls. So that is something perhaps for the future, or maybe I might put it on my birthday list. And then if any family members want to pick something up like that, they can do. It's nice to have a present that you can actually do something with, isn't it? So let's move over to these. Now, both of these, well, this one, should I say, not both of these. This one isn't somebody I knew, but it's somebody that Julie knew. So she could recommend her products. So we popped over and I just fell for the colour. Absolutely fell for this colour. They are sock yarns. They are based for making socks. Julie does socks, I don't do socks, obviously again because they're knitted, but it's perfect for doll size items. So I got this gorgeous lilac-y colour, would you say? And this is from GiddyYarns. She does again have a store, etc, etc, but she also, I'm just thinking, it doesn't actually say on there. Oh, it does. There's the website, and it just says at GiddyYarns there. But she does a YouTube, I always get it wrong, is it a vlog or a blog? I think a blog, it's written into it. Vlog is obviously a video, V for video, vlog, I don't know. But she also does do that because I've just subscribed to her channel, so I'll pop her link on. So if you're a knitter, I think it's probably more something that you would sort of go down, because she talks about a lot of items she's made and obviously the yarns she does. And as you can see, it's called Angelina, this one. How cute is that? Now, these are called gobstoppers, apparently. I've written a few bits down. Again, I didn't know, as it was Julie that showed me about this. And it's a gobstopper sock yarn. And these are all hand-dyed to get this colour patterning. I'm not 100% sure how the patterning is going to work for my doll, but she did have like a little sample. And it showed, I think maybe this works better for the bigger dolls because the stripes, the way they form and how often they change and that. I'm quite excited to see how that goes. And this yarn is so nice. This is what I said about squishing. You've got to squish. You can't not squish because it makes a difference, sort of whether you can sort of feel it. But yeah, I mean, those colours are so gorgeous. I couldn't resist. There were so many. I could have had a bank loan for the amount of items that were in that room that I wanted, but obviously you have to put yourself on a limit, so I couldn't really go much further than what I did. I was pushing it as it was. So that's one. Again, definitely small dolls, probably smart dolls, not sure yet. So that's some more yarn I got for the dolls. And then there was this one. Now, this is apparently not a new product. It's a new product for me. I think probably it's been about a long time, but it's never, perhaps people have said, a vegan yarn, which it always has been. But I think now, because veganism is becoming so sort of predominant within the market, it's something obviously people are mentioning. And there we go. It's from Flora Fibres. And it's an Artisan vegan yarn. Now, apparently, this, I'm going to get the name wrong. I mean, you can see it says, like, see, it says Tencel yarn. And it's actually from a eucalyptus fibre. Now, first of all, I'm thinking, well, that's still plant. You know, should we be doing that? You know, taking it from plants and things, you know, obviously with all the sustainability, I can never say that word, and things like that. But these are eco-friendly. They are sustainable. The eucalyptus farms, which they're not taking sort of just chopping all the eucalyptus plants down, things like that. They tree their trees, aren't they? You know, everything's done so it is sustainable, which is great. So yeah, I was fascinated, and I don't know whether you can you get the shine on there? The colours were all lined up and they were all absolutely shimmering. I mean, I can see the shine on there. I absolutely love green, which people who know me know. And I've got to make a decision. This I think is going to be for me. It is a 4-ply, but I think with a lot of the Artisan yarns, as you can see, the 4-ply is sort of quite small. Small is the wrong word, isn't it? It's a thinner yarn than if you went and just bought a bog standard, I don't know, normal sort of brand yarn. So we have, it's indigo. There's the batch number. Oh, there we go. So there's 400 meters in there. It's a fingering 4-ply weight. So it's 100. I don't know what I'm going to get out of it. That's the problem. I know me and Julie were discussing this. If you are a shawl maker yourself, give me a shout on this one. I'm pretty sure I need 2 skeins minimum for a shawl. I don't think I want to make something as big as a shawl, but then I'm scared to start this and then find out I've not got enough. So I can't make up my mind. I need to do a bit of research, find a pattern that will take about the 100 grams in, obviously, in 4-ply, not 100 grams in DK, because you get less for your meterage. And I want to make something for myself, so either a small sort of shawl. Not my camera. I could argue a small shawl, you know, just something that sort of goes round my neck rather than round my body. But I think this is going to be my yarn. It's not very often I actually get something done for me, but it's got to be, hasn't it? It's just so soft and so, I mean, it does say again with the tencel, it's itch free. It's great as far as if you're cold, it's good for that. If you're warm, it's good for that as well. It's very soft. Yeah, great for sort of people with any skin conditions. So it is a fabulous, fabulous yarn, but I'd never really seen it, not this much. I mean, obviously this company do vegan yarns, so that is something to watch out for. I'm not vegan, I am vegetarian, but veganism has brought a lot to the vegetarian market as well, so you know, it is great either way. So those were my goodies, and I'm very pleased. We had a good day. Saying this little girl had some photographs with some really cute things, so I'll pop them on at the end as well. So just a chatter today, really. Just wanted to show you what I got, and I wanted to get this one shown because I need to get started on it, because I'm counting down now for DollyCon, and I've still got so much to do. It's my own fault. I just create more and more in my head. I say I'm finishing something, then I suddenly think of something else and add that to the list. So it's all self-inflicted, but I love it, every little bit of it. So I'm going to go for now. Hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll pop some photos on the end. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and if you do enjoy them, please like, subscribe and share, etc. Also, anybody got any ideas about Christmas? I'm thinking of starting my Christmas stuff in July, so I've only got a week or so, and I'm trying to think, oh, I've got to stop knocking that camera under. I'm trying to think of bits and bobs I've got to do. So if anyone has any suggestions, pop a comment below. I will have a little look. I might not be able to make it, but you know, I can have a go and maybe see what we can get from there. So bye bye for now, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye bye.